What's going on today, guys? Primal Sabbath here, and today we're going to be taking a look at the X-Transbots G2, or B2, I guess. Flipout, it's G2 Wildrider. So, I'm very happy to see that X-Transbots is definitely going with G2 Stunticons. It's a concept I really like. Originally, I was just going to be in on the breakdown, but I think it'd be awesome to kind of have, I got the classics or Combiner Wars, G2 Minosaur. So I think it'd be cool to have one in masterpiece form, since I just don't ever see myself forking over the cash for an original, let alone even finding one that's complete. So it's anyways, I think it's neat. I like the novelty kind of thing they're doing with this. This is from Toy Dojo. I don't know if it's exclusive to them. I guess I assume it is, but I like that it came in this little plastic kind of sleeve. I mean, it's nothing to it, but I do appreciate it. It's also its own box, and that's something that the breakdown didn't have, which I do have here, just for a sort of quick comparison. It's got the same front, but this is a sticker, and it's got that weird fancy writing on the side, and also the very weird, like, kind of lightning background. I think maybe if they were to, and well, of course you can see the G1 colors there. I think maybe if they were to re-release the G2 breakdown with a more I guess G2 themed box, I'd probably be more in on it. That said, the breakdown kind of homaged the BotCon 2004 box, and I do like that. And it's like I want to get another the G2 breakdowns anyways, because I do want to have those kind of off to their side, and I do plan on getting an original at some point when I can find it. Again, when I can find it. But other than that, pretty cool. I like all this G2 nonsense. I'm not super crazy on G2, but I do appreciate this particular release of characters. Looks like we got Dead End coming soon, or Death Wish, I guess is what they're calling him. And something neat on not only Wildrider, but we can kind of see at least on the mock-up here for Dead End, is they included the little design here. And I really do like that. And I really wish it's something they would have done on Breakdown, man. I would be in on a proper Breakdown. I would probably put the proper one with the Combiner, and keep this one, put the newer one on the shelf with the other breakdowns where he would match in color and so on and so forth. All right, there we go. I guess I just didn't line that up correctly. Other than that, that's it for the box. Let's get all this boring nonsense out of the way. I did think it was worth note. I think if it had a sticker on it, I would have just ignored it. Translucent windshield. Kind of got a blue hue to it, but for the most part, see-through. So it's kind of, I don't know. I wish it would have been a darker translucent plastic, a darker blue at least. Because like the red is a very dark red on the G1 version, and it's kind of difficult to see through. But other than that, color match is a lot better to this guy, or to at least to the Combiner Wars one, I should say. And I feel like the Combiner Wars ones were pretty much a direct match, so I do dig that. He's got this gun here. And if you want to, you can fold this up, but I don't really know what purpose it serves. I don't know if it's supposed to, like, peg on under here. So, I mean, like, I've been trying to kind of figure out what to do with that. I mean, I guess you could maybe stick it inside the vehicle here, to store it away where it's not just a gun hanging out on a roof. And I mean, I don't know, maybe if that's something for combined mode. I just don't know, man. It's really getting to me, but it slides all the way down. But I don't know. I dig it. It's G2-y enough to have some kind of crazy weapon on it. Other than that, you got nice paint apps. The breakdown had some nice paint apps, so no fault in it there. This, okay, I guess maybe I did, and it's just not. This isn't wanting to stay down, but. Oh well. I don't keep them in car mode anyway, except when I'm going to keep them combined, I guess. So, well, maybe that didn't work out. He's got some nice gloss black here on the hood. Very clean. I like that. And I really do like this. It's really awesome. Other than that, that's it for the car mode. Nothing too super spectacular. I guess where these little badges are, I don't know what kind of vehicle the original Wildrider was. Again, it's I really don't care, but you know, that's just me. But I do like the little like running lights and things like that that are painted. I just like all the little attention to detail. Very masterpiece-y. And while I'm not going to do the transformation on camera, it's got some nice masterpiece-like transformation sequences, and I really do appreciate it. Like this being my second kind of uh, entrance from X-Transbots, I dig it. I definitely dig what they're doing here. I haven't had any of their other stuff, so I hope the other three are just as cool as this guy is and Breakdown is. So, anyways, one last look at the car mode before we go into robot mode. Something I will kind of mention mid-transformation, just for the sake of me being able to comment on it and show it off a lot more, a lot better, I guess, is I don't like there. You can see there's this little bitty tab right there, and there's that little hole, and it's kind of like you sort of push and wiggle it into to place. I don't particularly care for that as a means of locking these in. I mean, they come out easy enough. There doesn't appear to be any kind of stress. It's not something I care for because you got to kind of bend the plastic in some areas to get it. And I mean, honestly, if it's something that breaks, I don't feel like it's going to ruin the maybe not like it's. I don't feel like it's going to ruin the stability of the figure by any means. But that's something I definitely wanted to kind of point out as I'm trying to get this to collapse in. Well, maybe that's as far as it goes. Okay, no, that's as far as it goes. Anyway, so like that's it. And we're basically already here into robot mode anyways. Also, something else is this ankle isn't too bad. This one I kind of had to get in here and fold something out. I think these are the die-cast pieces, and I guess that's fine. I know a lot of G1 fellas are really into the whole die-cast aspect, and you know, more power to you guys and all that. For me, it's just not needed, but I can see where it's appreciated. I don't feel like it detracts or adds too much to, you know, cost or you know, figure or anything like that. But again, like, so these feet are painted. They seem to be painted well enough, and they don't really scrape up against anything. So there's that. Also, the two little tabs on the back windshield pieces. Oh, well, they're hidden under there now, but it's all about transforming it right. Just like making sure you just kind of pick up and wiggle those out of the way. Or really, it's just like when you're, because it folds like this. Basically, as long as you kind of lift up and fold. I know I'm not showing it really, and I really should have, I guess. But I think you'll be fine. So, anyways, here's Wildrider in his robot mode, and already I like how much cleaner this backpack is compared to Breakdown. I like how it locks in better, in my opinion, because Breakdowns was kind of, you know, there were some parts on it that just didn't really stay locked in, and I didn't really care for that too terribly much. Granted, it's not like the back is, you know, flopping and all that other stuff, so that's fine. But other than that, I do like how this locks in. This is a much, you know, well, far more secure. This crunch here is a little loose. Other than that, that's fine. You don't get a whole lot out of the waist, but again, I don't really go crazy with waist poses. Although I guess if you kind of utilize that crunch, you're going to get whatever you need out of it. Just like Breakdown, I like the almost seamless little hip skirts here. I think that's cool. Wildrider as a G1 aesthetic bot was never really particularly my favorite. If I'm being honest, it's just he was just a little too blocky for me. But that's the look they're going for, and I can't fault it. But that's kind of my deal. Also, if you get this, when you get it, there will be like a little piece of tape over this part to keep it from scratching. It does have a styrofoam insert, and you get another face, but I'm not going to change the face out. It's just not my thing. But I do really like this metallic blue here on the arms, and you get a kind of darker version of it on the chest, and a black here. I've always been against repro labeling either masterpiece figures or masterpiece scaled figures. But at this point, like, I really hope Repro Labels does a set for all of them. I would love to have, the sides on his arm where it says Wildrider, or the Decepticon for the logo for the chest and for the hood, and all those other like G2 nuances. That's something I would really appreciate. I like the ratcheting knees here, opposed to the kind of, I don't want to say loose, but then again, I never did tighten this, but I prefer the ratchet over just the friction hinge there that Breakdown has. I also like these ankles a lot more. They kind of have like a double hinge in here, so you can really. It's not a whole lot of range of motion, but it's just enough to really get the job done, in my opinion. Like it's not too much and it's not too little. The hips are on soft ratchets, and that's all well and good. So other than that, very, very nice. And this head's on a hinge. It doesn't go too far, but I feel like it goes far enough. He can look up, and he can even stare downward a little bit. This is just a very well done figure, and I love the color. I feel like this matches that G2 aesthetic that I want it to match, and I think overall X-Transbots did a great job. This is my first, kind of handling of the mold, and overall, man, I really do dig this. I still can't really figure out why this whole thing folds up. Maybe it sticks into Motor Master's trailer or something like that. But other than that, we're just gonna give him his little hand weapon, and he holds it as most standard Masterpiece held weapons are held. If I can wiggle it in there. There we go. Tight fit. I like it. I dig it. Tighter fit, I would say, than how Breakdown holds his. So, Breakdown, well, real quick, I did notice that he's got ball joints here for these shoulders. You get a little more out of them. Over time, they could weaken, but he's not really going to be holding or supporting too much heavy nonsense. So I don't really want to fault it for the ball joints there either. And it kind of beats like these ratcheting shoulder joints. But when this is obviously a hinge here, just the I don't know. I wish kind of the same, not necessarily love, but I wish the same kind of engineering, I guess, points would have gone into consideration for Breakdown that they did for Wildrider. Again, I would have preferred ball joints up here and hinges down here instead of, the other way around, I guess. Or I mean, like this works actually, is what I'm trying to say. But other than that, where's my repro label set toy Hex? I'm waiting on it. I love the way these two guys look together. I can't wait for Dead End. I'm sure that's going to be the TFCon Canada figure. If not, it would be the TFCon DC figure. But I'm really looking forward to it. It was very easy for me to order this off of Toy Dojo. I believe they had some breakdowns in stock, so definitely go get you a G2 Wildrider. I think this is awesome. I hope, if X-Transbots keeps this up, I hope they go as far as to do Defensor, the Protectobots. I would buy those, even though I said I never really would, you know what I mean? But, I'm digging it. And I can't wait to have all the rest of these very colorful G2 bots on the same shelf. And it's really given me the drive to go pick up the rest of the Fans Project ones that are out right now too. So I'm getting the G2 Stunticon itch, if I can say that. So, anyways, that's it for Flipout, B2 Flipout, whatever you want to call it. Very cool, man. I can't stop messing with this thing. It's been a lot of fun. The ingenuity was great, not too over the top, but just enough. You know what I mean? It was just. I dig it, man. I'm glad that this is when I'm getting in on X-Transbots and not after being burned by a few prior releases. So, if you guys have any questions or comments, I know it's not Beast Wars, but you guys will get over it, I hope. Leave them in the comment box, and I'll do what I can to answer them. And if you like this kind of stuff, like and subscribe. Anyways, I'll see you guys later.